welcome to our English news edition coming to you from Canal, Algérie. To the headlines. The President of the Republic, Supreme Chairman of the Council of Magistracy, reiterates his commitment to restore the citizens' dignity while chairing the opening ceremony of the new judicial year. The President of the Republic receives Jordan's Deputy Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs and Expatriates, Ayman Al-Safadi. The President of the Republic receives the OPEC Secretary General Haytham Al-Ghais now on a 3-day working visit to our country. The Algiers Accord signed by the different Palestinian factions is widely hailed, and the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres terms the Algiers Declaration as a positive step towards inner Palestinian reconciliation. And we wrap up our news edition with the glamour of cinema and the first prize awarded to the Algerian director Rabah Slimani at the FI Sahara Movies Festival. Good evening, those were the headlines. First, in our news, the President of the Republic, Supreme Chairman of the Council of Magistracy, chaired on Sunday at the Supreme Court the opening ceremony of the new judicial year 2022-2023. In a potent speech, President Tebboune reiterated his commitment to restore the citizens' dignity, among other points summed up by Melissa Kubash.
The opening ceremony took place in the presence of the Council of Nations Speaker Salah Goujil, the President of the National People's Assembly Ibrahim Boughali, President of the Constitutional Court Omar Belhaj, Prime Minister Ayman bin Abd al-Rahman, Army General Saeed Shangriha, Chief of Staff of the National People's Army, Justice Minister Abdel Rashid Tabbi, as well as members of the government, advisors of the President of the Republic, the First President of the Supreme Court Tahar Mamouni, alongside senior executives in the Justice Corps. During his keynote speech, the President of the Republic reiterated his commitment to restore the dignity of the citizen in accordance to his commitment and by loyalty to the glorious martyrs' oath, recalling the 60th anniversary of the revolution outbreak celebrated on the 1st of November.
سنحيي باعتزاز وفخر وشموخ الذكرى الثامنة والستين لاندلاع ثورة التحرير المجيدة في الفاتح من نوفمبر، وسنحيي هذه الذكرى الخالدة في جزائر لم يعد فيها ذلك الشرخ الذي لطالما باعد بين المواطن ورموز الدولة ومؤسساتها. جزائر تسير بحزم وعزم وبإرادة الوطنيين المخلصين للقضاء على كل المظاهر الهشاشة والغبن والاحتقار المسيئة لهذا الوطن المفدى. ولقد آليت على نفسي أن أجعل من استرجاع كرامة المواطن حربا لا تهدأ، وفاء للتعهدات التي قطعناها مع الشعب الجزائري الأبي، وصونا لوديعة أولئك البررة الذين فدوا الجزائر بأرواحهم. وأعلن رسميا عن افتتاح السنة القضائية 2022-2023.
The President of the Republic called on to speed up the pace of the judicial action in accordance to the requirement of the socio-economic environment, adding that the judicial corps deserves a high status, considering it a protective shield for properties and citizens.
في هذه السنة القضائية الجديدة إلى تسريع وتيرة العمل القضائي بما يستجيب لمتطلبات الواقع الاقتصادي والاجتماعي. وكلنا نعلم ما تستحقه المؤسسة القضائية من مكانة رفيعة، فهي الذرع الحامي للممتلكات وللمواطن، واليد المؤتمنة على حقوق الناس والعين الصاهرة على السكينة والطمأنينة في المجتمع.
The President of the Republic also called on the government to accelerate the installation of trade tribunals, keeping pace with the new economic data.
العدالة الذي يشكل لدي نموذجا للتغييرات الجديدة والعميقة التي نجسدها تدريجيا في الواقع، وهي تغيرات تؤسس لبناء دولة قادرة على حماية الاقتصاد الوطني من أخطار النهب والفساد بسلاح القانون. وفي هذا الإطار أدعو الحكومة للإسراع في تنصيب المحاكم التجارية المتخصصة وإصدار القوانين المساهمة في تحسين مناخ الأعمال لتعزيز الضمانات الموجودة وتقويتها في ظل قانون جديد للاستثمار.
President Tebboune highlighted the necessity of strengthening the rights of defense and ensure the best conditions so that lawyers pursue their profession within the framework of the profession ethics and the legal rules.
الضرورة تتطلب تعزيز حقوق الدفاع وتوفير الشروط اللازمة لكي يمارس المحامون مهنتهم في أحسن الظروف في إطار احترام القانون وميثاق أخلاقية المهنة. وأدعوهم في هذه السانحة وغيرهم من مساعدي العدالة للاستشعار بالمسؤولية الملقاة على عاتقهم والوعي بالرهانات القائمة وصدق المساعي والإرادة في التغيير نحو الأفضل بما يخدم مصالح المواطنين وتطلعاتهم.
Before the official announcement of the new judicial year, the President of the Republic took a souvenir photo with the councils as members and senior executives of the Judicial Corps.
The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, received on Sunday the Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Jordan, Ayman As-Safadi. The meeting took place at the Presidency of the Republic in the presence of the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the National Community Settled Abroad, Ramtala Mamra, as well as the Principal Private Secretary of the Presidency, Abdelaziz Khalaf. Let us now have a listen to the statement made by the Jordanian Foreign Minister, Ayman As-Safadi.
I had the honor to convey the greetings of Abdullah II, the King of Jordan, to his brother President Abdelmajid Tebboune and transmit his message in which he affirmed his interest in further strengthening bilateral cooperation on a par with the historic fraternal relations between Jordan and Algeria. The message also refers to Algeria's efforts to revitalize joint Arab action in order to face the challenges that surround us and to find a settlement to the crisis that the Arab world is going through, which is a central issue for us. I welcome in this context the efforts of Algeria for the reunification of the Palestinian ranks by the signing of the Palestinian factions of Algiers Declaration for Palestinian National Reconciliation. President Tebboune has stressed the need to establish cooperation with Jordan and to open new prospects for his cooperation in various fields, and he also asked me to convey his greetings to his brother, the King of Jordan. This meeting reflected the solidarity and strength of Algerian-Jordanian relations and the common will to move forward towards an effective and productive cooperation that will serve the interests of both countries. It also reflects the importance given by both countries to the upcoming Arab Summit that will be hosted by Algeria on November 1st and 2nd. On this occasion, I thank the President Abdelmajid Tebboune for receiving me. Everything he said to me proves that he and the King of Jordan share the same vision, with a view to further strengthening cooperation between our two brotherly countries and serving the best interests for our region and the causes that unite us.
شكر لفخامة الرئيس على هذا اللقاء الطيب، وكل ما سمعته من فخامته يؤكد أنه يلتقي وجلالة الملك في الرؤية المستهدفة بناء آفاق أوسع للتعاون وإيجاد مساحات أكثر رحابة لأن نعمل معا لما فيه خير بلدي لبلدين الشقيقين ولكن أيضا لما فيه خير منطقتنا وقضايانا العربية. وشكرا لكم.
The President of the Republic equally received on Sunday the Secretary General of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, Haytham Al-Ghais, who is on a 3-day working visit to Algeria. The audience took place at the Presidency of the Republic in the presence of the Energy Minister, Mohamed Arqab, and the Principal Private Secretary of the Presidency, Abdelaziz Khalaf. Following the audience, the OPEC Secretary General had this to say to the newsman.
بمقابلة السيد رئيس الجمهورية.
I am very honored to meet the President of the Republic, and for the first time, we listened carefully to his instructions and advices regarding the OPEC proceedings, uniting the rank and the importance of decision support. As you know, Algeria has a major role in the OPEC, such as in the previous agreement concluded in 2016. In fact, the agreement started from Algeria in September 2016. I would like to thank the President of the Republic and the Algerian team who works with us in the OPEC for the support of all proceedings of the organization. We also listened to the President of the Republic's advices concerning the work on the energy market's future, as well as the significance of maintaining team unity and making collective decisions to the benefit of the OPEC, the oil market, the consumers, and the oil-producing countries, thus the global economy in general.
In the same context, the Energy Minister, Mohamed Arqab, received on Sunday the Secretary General of the OPEC, Haytham Al-Ghais. The two parties expressed their confidence regarding the positive impact of the new agreement of the OPEC Plus adopted on October 5th in Vienna, an agreement which aims to reduce the global production by 2 million barrels per day starting from November 1st. Later on, the two parties reviewed the international oil market and shared views regarding the prospects for its development. Still with the ministerial activity, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the National Community Settled Abroad, Al-Amra, received on Sunday the Arab League Secretary General, Ahmed Abul Ghaith, now on a 2-day visit to Algeria. Let us now have a listen to the Arab League Secretary General.
It is an opportunity to discuss everything related to the summit and its agenda, and I think that there is an agreement with Minister Al-Amra to the success of the upcoming summit, which is being well organized. I am very relieved.
Different context and following the agreement signed between the different Palestinian factions in Algiers, the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, hailed Algeria's efforts, notably the President of the Republic, for the Palestinian reconciliation. He also labeled the signing of the Algiers Declaration for the reunification of the Palestinian factions a positive step for the inter-Palestinian reconciliation. Guterres also encouraged all Palestinian factions to overcome their differences through dialogue and urged them to respect the commitments of the Algiers Declaration, including the holding of elections. The former Lebanese Foreign Minister Adnan Mansour made the following statement regarding the holding of the upcoming Arab Summit. Let's have a listen.
The Arab Summit is very unique since it will be held in Algeria, the country that has a special place in the hearts of the Arab people due to its wisdom and political clairvoyance. Since the outbreak of its glorious revolution, Algeria remains always to be loyal to its principles and its unwavering support to just cases around the world. What we are in most need of now is the unification of the ranks and a common goal, and Algeria is able to realize this project given its credibility among the Arab nation.
In another development and in a press briefing dedicated to the announcement of the provisional results of the by-elections in Béjaïa and Tizi Ouzou provinces, the President of the National Independent Authority for Elections, Mohamed Sharfi, said that the independent lists won 74 of the 90 seats, a rate of 82.22%. They are followed by the lists of the FLN party, which obtained 7 seats. The Socialist Forces Front came in the third place with 6 seats, followed by the National Democratic Rally with 3 seats. And a minute of silence will be observed today at 11 a.m. across the national territory, as well as in all Algeria's diplomatic and consular representations abroad. A minute of silence in memory of the martyrs of the October 17, 1961 massacre, in line with the presidential decree signed by the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, on October 16, 2021. In a different context, food security is a major challenge for many countries, including Algeria, which is deploying significant efforts to settle this thorny issue. Ines Kilou sheds more light on the state's measures to upgrade agriculture and achieve food security.
After remarkable performances in terms of agricultural production, Algeria has been listed among the food-stable countries in the same category as some European countries, the United States, Canada and China. This is a definite achievement thanks to the actions and measures undertaken by the state to guarantee self-sufficiency in food. Pursuant to the Economic Recovery and Renewal Programme initiated by the President of the Republic, the agricultural sector has benefited from no less than 130 billion Algerian dinars for 2021-2022 in favor of developing agricultural investment and the regulation of production and structural projects. Fertilizer subsidies have increased from 20% to 50%. These actions have allowed the agricultural sector to increase its contribution to the gross domestic products to 14.7%, with a projected agricultural production value of 4,500 billion Algerian dinars in 2022. Thanks to these measures, several sectors have recorded a considerable jump in its production, such as meat, with an increase of 31% of white meat compared to 2021. The sector of fisheries has recorded a growth of 11.28% between 2020 and 2021. For its part, the cereal sector has attained a production of 41 million quintals this year, against 27.6 million quintals in 2021. All these achievements have earned Algeria the first ranking in Africa in terms of food security, as established by the United Nations World Food Programme.
In other news, the United Nations Security Council is holding today in New York closed consultations on the situation in Western Sahara, followed by a briefing of the UN Secretary General's Special Representative for Western Sahara, Alexander Ivanko, and the UN Personal Envoy of the Secretary General of the Occupied Territory, Staffan de Mistura, who is expected to present his report on the situation in occupied Western Sahara and address the mandate for the UN mission for the organization of a referendum on self-determination in Western Sahara, MINURSO, which will expire on October 31st. The WANIBIC director Rabah Slimani was awarded the first prize of the FI Sahara Film Festival held in the refugee camp. The Algerian documentary film depicted the struggle of the Sahrawi people against colonization. Following this distinction, the film director expressed his immense gratitude for the Algerian television for co-production, in particular its general manager Sha'ban Lonakel, for the success of this movie. Mr. Lonakel congratulated for his part Rabah Slimani and the rest of the crew for this meritorious award. And we wrap up our today's news edition with WANIBIC, a documentary film co-produced with the Algerian television, which was screened for the past week. More insights in this committed film with Najah Tayyar.
WANIBIC is a movie about 4 young students of a Sahrawi cinema school who aim at showing the world the tragedy that the Sahrawi people live in through their passion. This documentary is an immersion in the everyday life of the Sahrawi people who are deprived of their lands and suffering of separation from their families because of the wall of more than 2,700 kilometers built by Morocco with guards to prevent them from finding their families. This production of Rabah Slimani lasted for more than 6 years to tell us the story of the Sahrawi people and depict their deep screams claiming independence and freedom. It is difficult to see my mother alone with her eye injury, but I had nothing to say, only that we have to be patient. Our situation is going to remain unchanged as long as the Moroccan colonizer is on our lands.
Division Nationale est notre coproducteur.
The National Television is our co-producer. It is an honor for me to have the National Television as a co-producer in this film that is to be screened in cinema halls and to participate in festivals. The Algerian television channels are involved in the cinema field, and Algeria has shown that we are fully updated and doing well in the domain. This movie, produced by the Algerian television, encourages the committed cinema which denounces the brutal actions towards innocent people, a cinema that fights for fair cases.
And with this, our today's news edition comes to a close. Thank you for joining us, and goodbye.